fandoms unite, with a Boba Fett swagger and the Jedi's in sight. It's a comic book cocktail, shaken and stirred. We're the coolest cats in the whole nerd herd. Grab your badge and strike.
Heyo,
Hello.
everybody. Welcome to Concast. I'm sorry, every time I hear that song, I'm just like, I expect to look around and see Sammy Davis Jr. or something.
It's an earworm. It's a bit of an earworm. That and the new song for second season of Peacemaker. All weekend at con, I could not, like, I know about 5 words to the beginning of that song and nothing after that. All weekend, it was just hitting me constantly.
I will have to look that up. Where did you send that to? Oh, no, now you sent it over to Messenger.
Yeah,
All right.
figured you'd get the whole thing instead of just the ad this time.
All right, I've got that loaded.
Okay.
And I thought I
and
closed
and
that one.
if you want to share it to any other pages, you can. I can't on my new phone yet until I get everything transferred over today.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
hi,
See,
everybody.
that's the reason. Hi, everybody. Yeah, that's the reason you need to make sure to set up Android backup and stuff like that on your phones. That way when... Yeah, go ahead.
I have it, but when I got my new phone, I actually had to downgrade a little bit, so it didn't have enough memory to transfer everything. So I just went and got a new SIM card or a new card so now I can transfer everything. But I didn't want to start downloading new stuff on my phone until I got it all done right. So tonight,
Kelly says, "Hey, what's up, nerds? Suck
Kelly.
one Timothy Horn."
Suck stick, dude.
See, you already pissed him off. He doesn't want to suck just one.
Yeah.
All right.
He is not a solo dick suckerino.
Damn it! I keep moving the chat here.
Yeah,
why is
that's the reason. That's the reason. You know, we used to call him back in the day Timmy the Train. All right.
That's awful cute, Daryl. That's my fucking cute.
I just call him Thomas. Toot. All right. So what are we talking about tonight? We are talking about, for sure, TsunamiCon, because we all were at TsunamiCon last weekend.
Even Kelly made it.
Even Kelly made it out there.
I know, and to see a neophyte on the RPG circuit, that's always a fresh thing to see. Somebody who's just like, what do dice do? All right, yeah, you're.
Oh yeah, the dice were plentiful. I didn't know they had a dice goblin there when you walk in. Did you see that?
Yeah,
I did.
With a tray full of dice. I didn't know on Sunday my granddaughter saw the dice goblin as well. So when I got home, we had pockets full of dice that I now have to take back to the convention. But I thought that was really nice that they did that. I didn't even know they did that. You know, in case you don't have dice or something, you just go out and get some dice out of it, and they're yours.
And I'm sure the people there selling dice were really happy about that.
Hey, in fairness, I even bought some dice last weekend. I mean, it was a good place to get affordable dice and cool dice. But so we're going to talk about that. I know we're going to talk about the new Lord of the Rings just a little bit.
Yeah.
We didn't get time to get a ton of stuff put together because, believe it or not, after 3 days of just sitting down and playing games with our friends, I know Cookie and I came home and napped a good chunk of Monday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my geek meter was pegged, dude. It was absolutely pegged.
I don't know if it was like that for you or not, Ash, but
nope, just went and got to work. Same old. Did I fly any sites on Monday? I don't know. It was raining like crazy, so there's not a lot that I could do on, at the cell sites. Matter of fact, on Tuesday, I went out to a cell site that I just needed to grab some photos at, and I pulled up, and it was such a deluge. I couldn't step outside for fear that it would kill my camera. And so I just, since I drove an hour and a half, I just sat in the truck and waited for the skies to, calm down with just a nice drizzle. Then I could take the photos.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, leave. But
well, one of my many geekgasms I'll have today was I got my 3D printers brought from downstairs up here into my studio. And so I was doing a test print right here, and I looked over, and it was not test printing unless I was making spaghetti and unaware of it. So I thought I'd better stop it real quick.
Well, it could be an Italian print.
It could be. I
Well,
just re-oiled all my stuff and everything like I was talking about, and it did not print correctly. So we'll see. I'll deal with it
doing that maintenance that we talked about didn't help.
Well, it probably helped everything else to move, but I also did a fresh board on it and stuff, and so I've changed a number of things. So I could have screwed something up in changing things. Maybe I
Yeah.
overruled it. I don't know. But
Well, hey, to quote from the movie Evolution, there's always time for lube.
well, see, and with Kelly on here, I can tell him because then now I can finish printing the last few little pieces I need, like for his dinosaur and stuff. If I can just
Oh
get
yeah.
this one machine right here going, and but a lot of it was just moving stuff around. Kelly says he learned something new. It was cool.
Yeah, at
I'm assuming you
TsunamiCon.
meant gaming. Yeah.
Phenomicon,
Yeah.
So before we hit that, let's hit our geekgasms. That way we can jump into talking about TsunamiCon stuff this weekend.
Okay. Well, at TsunamiCon, I was. Are you okay?
I'm applauding. No, I was slapping a bug, like a bug flew in
Okay.
front of me.
Okay.
So that was very professional of me. Go ahead.
Oh, it was great. I thought you were like, and go, and I was like, and no.
I knew you were wearing headphones. I thought I might be able to deafen you with that clap. So
But no, you know how I was, paint masking the front of the Orville during
Mhm.
TsunamiCon. You guys saw that I was working on
I
that.
saw it.
Well, I went ahead and I still just have 2 pieces left, but this is how the Orville is looking. And
no.
well, shoot, it's
There
that
we
big. And this is how that paint masking went on it. So it's looking quite nice.
I'm getting a little blur on the screen on my end of it. So there I can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the paint masking went quite well, and everything's going well here. So now I just have these. Let me see. Stay. These last 2 pieces to paint mask and spritz down with white paint, and then it's ready to finish, glue up, and move on to the next thing.
I'll say seeing that in person this weekend, because I'd asked a couple times about like paint masking that, what all you're planning on, because normally you just use the decals and stuff to put on. And
Yeah.
I can definitely see that there are a lot more raised surfaces on that than there is like an Enterprise disc. It seems like there's a
Well,
lot
like
more.
yeah.
There's more to tape off and mask off. But
And a lot of that is the fact that the artist who created this model, where theoretically, I mean, I'd have to go back and watch the series over again, where those areas were just different color, like maybe they're made out of different panels. Here, he actually raised them up. I don't know if that is the way it is in the series, if they're raised up, or if that's just the artist's interpretation of it.
see, and I felt bad because I did a lot of Star Trek talk this weekend too, and I said that phrase quite a few times, but oddly, Star Trek people agreed with me. Where I went, well, my favorite Star Trek series is either Lower Decks or Orville anymore, and everybody just went, yeah, that's
That's so wrong.
and I felt
man.
like a dick saying it, but whenever all the hardcore Star Trek people are like, yeah, no, I get it,
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, that's just the fact of life. Is that here recently the best Star Trek shows that have come out has been an animated one, and one where it's just an ode to Star Trek. It's not really Star Trek.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The further it goes, the more it seems just Star Trek.
The one with Pike in it, I really like a lot.
Oh yeah, Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
I have not
That
seen
one-
any of those.
It's good.
I like it. It is out of the the core shows that is the closest that has come to what I consider Star Trek. Although,
Right. Yeah.
my goodness, he has quite the harem there, and and it kind of carries over some in Strange New Worlds. But one of the things I absolutely hate in Discovery,
He's only banging
It-
that one chick though.
who Mrs. McMurray.
The one that is a captain of another ship. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, Captain Battelle. It's played by the actor who she also plays Mrs. McMurray on Letterkenny.
Oh yeah, I like her. She also was Winona Earp.
Earp. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm co-captain with that. I mean, if I was single, honey.
But you also have to realize, if you watch Discovery, which I don't suggest at all, at all. If you watch that,
I like Discovery too.
You liked Discovery?
Yeah.
I haven't watched either of these yet.
What?
I have
Discovery.
been informed, though, that
Discovery is a
Janeway,
straight up
right?
soap opera.
No,
Is that the one with Janeway?
no, that's Voyager.
Oh, that's Voyager.
That's
Okay, no, I
Voyager.
like Voyager. No,
No.
the other one, that one, Discovery's the one with Spock's sister, then, right?
Yeah, who none of us had ever heard of before that show.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
There's some good things in that. There's some good characters, but
Now,
they really jacked with that.
yeah,
So-
it's a soap opera. It's a straight up soap opera. And if I have to, and I'm trying so hard to watch it. And I'm on season 3 of it right now. And literally, if I have to hear that character say trust or family one more time, I mean, I swear they say it more than you hear in a Fast and Furious movie. They talk about family more. And it's just, but one of the things that that happens all the time on that show and a good portion of time on Strange New Worlds is the amount of lip that like the helms person is given back to, well, we'll see if that works, and the amount of lip going on in that show where, that they're, giving trash to the captain sitting right there and just talking shit. And I'm like, there is no way in hell that your ass would be on, the pride of the Federation ship if you're talking crap like that to the captain.
Yeah, no.
Picard would have bitch slapped him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Picard would,
would have
Kirk
some
would, Janeway would have kicked them out of an airlock while sipping on a cup of coffee. She wouldn't have put up with that.
I agree.
And I don't want to jump down the Star Trek rabbit hole here, but okay, so I've heard about this Spock sister thing. So we've had Spock's brother before, and at no point did they mention.
Oh, and I don't know
sister?
if you know that his sister and him aren't the same race. She's
Oh yeah,
black.
yeah. She's
Well,
adopted.
his brother was half.
She's adopted. Her name is Michael Burnham. All right, and she was raised on Vulcan. All right, ever since she was like 8 or 10, whenever. It's just they literally just farmed the nostalgia of Spock. So I'm really thinking if this carries on, we're gonna have to change Spock's name to John Boy for the sheer number of freaking relatives that he has.
So is his sister half human too? Did Dad just?
Nope,
She's all human, isn't she?
all human. She's all
Okay.
human and black, which doesn't matter. But yeah, no. And for someone who's raised Vulcan, man, she's an emotional train wreck.
God, it almost makes you want to watch it. Kelly says Discovery sucks too. So
Yeah.
he's
right.
I gotta get from what everybody told me this weekend, because I started trying to watch Picard a while back, and a little slow, a little depressing for me.
Yeah, that was my
everybody
problem.
says, "Oh, if you can get through the first season, it's really
Yeah.
good."
But there's
But-
only
well,
2 seasons.
I always
I
always
think
hate-
there's 3. I think there's 3.
Is there?
I hate it when people
I
go,
think.
"If you can get through something, it'll be good."
Yeah. Yeah,
That
that
makes it
basically
sound-
means once you have emotionally invested in enough time in this abusive relationship, you'll start to, really, depend on it. And I am not one for Stockholm syndrome, so I'm not doing that. But I can't really consider myself like a true Trekkie if I haven't watched every show in the series.
It's like that with every fandom, though. I mean, Ghostbusters has their own. We got a whole fucking movie of it for sure, but maybe not as many as you guys do. But Star Wars anymore too. I got to tell people that all the time. It's not really Star Wars, but you kind of need to watch it to even some of the Mandalorian stuff that's up.
That Jake?
I don't know.
Jedi Hagrid.
That I'm gonna guess that is Dustin. That's got to be Dustin.
He's watching it
Oh yeah,
from
I can
YouTube.
see it on the picture. That's Dustin, definitely.
All
Yeah,
right.
Jedi Hagrid. I figured that would be somewhere in there. So okay, so my geek, I had like a ton of geekasms. I was going to talk about the gaming this weekend. I was going to show off that I'd gotten a original 1992 X-Men Adventures board game this weekend, fully complete, everything in it. Now, that's not even my geekasm. It was like I was talking about moving these 3D printers up here. I came
Yeah.
up to the studio and started cleaning, and I had let things kind of pile up here, and started going through stuff, and I found so much stuff I forgot I had. I'd saved this from when Tim and I used to be chefs. That it's just an advertisement, magazine advertisement with our young little puppy faces in there, and I
Yeah.
thought that was cool. But I had found shit like I found comics I forgot I had. I found signed stuff like this. This one here is one. This is about a third of the cast of Day of the Dead had signed this, including Tom Savini right up there. Just have
Wow.
it sitting in this folder over here underneath a bunch of fucking comic books. Forgot
That's
I
got
had
to
it.
be worth at least 3 Spider-Man 2099s.
At least 3. And even stuff like this, like this is a burlesque show the Wags did with a bunch of celebrity burlesque dancers. Got them all to sign it. Stuff like that. Stuff you get, you think it's really neat. You bring it home, you set it down, you're like, don't do anything with it. So now I have it. I still don't know what to do with it, but it's I thought that stuff was really cool. So that's kind of a geekasm, getting to geek out over things that even if I saw it as show, I might go, oh, I need to buy that. Fully forgetting I got it sitting here. But yeah, no, I just thought it was
Yeah,
neat going through all
you
this
really
stuff.
need to catalog all of your nerd core that you have there.
I'm actually working on that. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to be selling off. I got a couple boxes sitting over here in the hallway of stuff that I've already started. And with 3D printing, there are all Marvel toys and stuff I got here that I had on display just because they look neat. But now that I'm printing stuff and painting it, it's like, well, I'd rather have that cool thing I painted than that toy. And the toy I can sell for some money. So I've got a whole box of like Marvel toys and stuff over there that are getting sold off. Just things like that. I think I'm gonna keep my little Aquaman set, and you can't see it, but right above me is a Chewbacca set. I'll keep those toys on the wall, but everything else in here, I think toy wise, is gonna go or get boxed up for now. But yeah, I don't know. That was my geekasm. I could show off a bunch of the stuff I found, but all it would be is showing off geeky shit. That and a lot of the gaming stuff that I'd found. Because right before TsunamiCon, I went looking for my dice, things like that, couldn't find them. Cleaning up here, I found tons of stuff I would have loved to take in the TsunamiCon, but there was enough games to play. Matter of fact, I barely had Saturday. I was getting burned out enough that I think after we played your Star Trek game, I was like, I need a mental just time to just walk around, talk to people, and not play anything because it was a lot on my old brain.
Well, and I will admit that the that Star Trek game that you signed up for was a bit more than you thought it was going to be.
It was more than I thought it was going to be because I was like, oh, this will be easy. We'll jump into it. And then by the 15th rule on something, I was like, holy shit, this is a lot to remember. That's why I was so glad that you didn't have 4 ships for us. You just had the 2.
Yeah.
Because then I could play with the other guy and go, okay, so what we're doing. So
that and the fact that that was just the intro mission that was supposed to help you learn some of the stuff. It didn't even cover a lot of the more in-depth things that you could do in it, like the diplomacy and doing hails and sending off missions and different ships and shuttles and all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, you could really sit there with your ship and not even go into combat and send out crew in shuttles in order to perform actions while you maintain your presence in an area. There's just so much stuff that you can do in that game.
Yeah.
I like your face. Your face is like, yeah, and I'm not going to do it ever again.
No, it wasn't bad. I had gotten to that point. It was actually just around that time where like I was working on Tim's game, and then I went and I rules. So you're reading rules. Other people are telling you, like, as you're having conversations, hey, what are you playing? Oh, I'm playing this new, D20 game, blah, blah, and they're explaining rules to you. And you're like, boom, boom, boom. So by the time you played 2 or 3 games and you've talked to 4 or 5 people about their games, and then you've read a couple games, you're like, I'm a little, like Tim kept saying, I'm a little nerded out. It was just a lot on my noggin.
Oh
And
yeah.
then on top of that, just, talking to Eric about the running of the con stuff. So then that's kind of my nerd jam too. And I was kind of glad we weren't doing Drunkards and Dragons, because I don't know that my mind would have kept up with it.
No, no, you definitely would have seen your hit points go down on that one.
Kelly says, you better call me, John, if you sell something. I definitely will. I will say I'm going to bring you back that box of Magic cards. Unfortunately, almost all the cards in there were like nickel cards. And they're all from one series. There is way more that came out of a game shop or something somewhere. But I can hook you up with some people that own game shops that might be interested in them. So, but there's nothing in there we could use, unfortunately.
Okay.
Tim, do you have a geekasm before we get on to?
Man, that whole weekend was my damn geekasm. I tell you what, I've kind of been inspired to work more on my game. I've been working on it, but to get it down out of my head more on paper, so I have rules I can hand out to people, and to go ahead and invest in some miniatures for it, because when I first test played it with you guys, it went well. And then when I test played it with people from the public, that the only intro they had to it was 15 minutes of me telling them this, and then they enjoyed it. And one dude even came back and played again the next day, and everybody that played it liked it.
I mean, Kelly even says Tim's game was a lot of fun. It was good to hang with Tim and Ash.
Yeah, it was kind of inspiring for me to take it to the next level, I think.
I'll say, like, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm telling you, Tim, what we need to do is because we need to set a few, like goals for you, like, okay, get this part down, work on this part. That way we can get some codified rules out there, something that you have some documentation on, and, get this, and it doesn't even have to be in depth. We just have to have just like basic sections put together, and then you can flesh it out. It doesn't have to be an entirely 100% done product that you give birth to all at once. You just do little chunks, just little bitty bits, and then we'll marry it all together.
And coincidentally, this same weekend, a really good friend of mine that really does some really cool artsy fartsy shit, she just sent me some stuff. She made her own tarot deck, and she's getting it printed up online, and her own deck of playing cards she designed to get them printed up online. And I need to make cards that have all the high quality items that I'm going to have in that game, because the whole card thing is something that I want to be able to, you got these cards, these are your high quality items, they're kind of unique. That's why there's only 1 or 2 cards of them in a deck, so not everybody's getting the exact same special tomahawks or special furs or something,
Yeah.
So I need to start working on that with her. And
it seemed like your game ran smooth enough that with a couple tweaks after us test playing and you test playing this weekend, I mean, you could really start putting a lot of that down on paper.
Yeah, I've started with some of the combat stuff and how to roll up a character. I've got that far, but that's about it.
Yeah, because really the only tweak I saw, which I talked to you about, was combat initiative, and you've already got a system set up for that. So yeah. I think.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is, I mean, if we look at most gaming books out there, I mean, they all follow a certain format. You have, most of them start off with just like a little example of, oh, this is a great, scenario that happened in the role play. So they have that little story there. And then it goes into describing the gaming system, all right, describing the world, character creation, and combat and task resolution. And once you start putting together those little things and just a little thing put together on each, and then once you have the little thing put together, then you start fleshing it out. Before you know it, you'll have a whole pamphlet.
Yeah,
the whole pamphlet.
Yeah, 3 or 4 whole pages.
We might even have to break out a stapler.
I was talking to James, Curious James, and
for those listening, James is one of the guys that helps run games at TsunamiCon.
Yeah,
so he definitely knows this.
And and his stuff was, his suggestions were, it was hard for him to judge range with our little X's on our little map there we were doing, and so everybody would have to always be asking me range. Whereas if I had it down with some like hex tiles or a gridded out whiteboard
Mhm.
that I could draw stuff on and had figures, it would put that game into a whole new dynamic,
Yeah, I mean,
So
but that's
I
the
think
thing
he's
though,
right.
is there's whole companies out there that specialize in gaming maps, and
Yeah.
that's all you need to do is just get a couple gaming maps to throw down, or basically sketch out what you want, and then just throw a hex overlay over the top of it, and then you've got your own gaming map that comes along with the
Right.
game, and people can just print it off themselves.
Yep.
We were talking about that a lot because just to Tim's left here, we've got a number of games over the years that we created, made. There's one that we really liked a lot, which was kind of this aquatic adventures kind of thing we did, and
And we put a lot of work into that
yeah.
too back then.
and
Yeah, I always knew
good
he was a
game, we
fish
played a lot.
fucker. What?
but never went far with it. So, and there's I got wrestling ones, all sorts of shit down there, and it would be nice that now that we're older, because back in our day, like you want to make a comic book or something, you couldn't just hop online and go, oh, I'll send these pages in and have them printed up, and boom, you
Mhm.
like I remember we bought a photocopier, like a full
Mhm.
size of this couch photocopier, used
Mhm.
just so that we could start trying to print some of our own stuff because you couldn't do that as easily back then. Now we can hop on, make all sorts of graphics. People have templates set up for, like you're saying, with the maps and stuff. It wouldn't take much to put something together, even if we just did it for us to be able to play.
Right.
Mhm.
I think that would be a good step. But yeah, see, Kelly said, I don't want them back. Oh, you talk magic cards. Don't want them back. Whatever you want to do with them. We'll chat about it later. Yeah, that's I don't know that I'd need them, but we'll talk. No, Tim and I are going up to the new game shop probably this week or next week.
Yep.
The critical
Chris's
hits.
Critical hit.
Yeah, I drove past that
convention.
the other day just because I was in the area, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember them talking about this, so I drove over there. I didn't go in. It was before they opened up in the morning. I was like, yeah, okay, it's there.
I really like them. For anybody listening in the Wichita, Kansas area, they're the same people we met at McConnell Con.
yeah.
That we said seemed real cool, seemed to know their stuff, and they set up a pretty large vendor area this weekend. They had a lot of good magic stuff, things like that. More impressively, though, is the people running their booth came out and gamed with all of us constantly through the weekend. They played your game, some of them.
Mitch did. I think he was just teamed up with them. I don't know if he was, because he was selling his own things, like some wood printed out stuff.
Okay.
But I don't know if but he was just sitting right next to Critical Hit, and I don't know if, I mean, I know they know each other, but Mitch was a really cool cat, man. We played this Cthulhu Wars, which is Call of Cthulhu, Warhammer, and Risk kind of thrown together, and it was really neat. It was fun.
I saw the minis for that.
That's
well,
cool.
I don't even say minis. The models. Some of them were pretty good size. For that, looked really good.
Yeah.
On speaking of the models and stuff, I will say there weren't as many 3D printer booths there as I have seen in recent conventions. I was kind of almost happy with that.
I think a lot of the event coordinators are hearing the complaints about 3D printed schlop and are not allowing as many in. Now,
you know what?
that being said,
people who got 25,000 of these little rainbow colored dragons printed up in their garage, they can't sell. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I personally never understood the appeal of them, but that's just me. The articulated dragons. No, I think that they do. I think that there was one table there that had a whole bunch of resin printed little miniatures, just like a whole bowl of them that you could paw through, and I think that I think is okay, but when it comes to just like the whole wall of crap, they have definitely overplayed their hand, and they're on the downside of that whole slope. They're no longer on their ascendancy, and when it comes to representation.
Yeah, where there's 4 3D print booths, and they're also on the same dice towers that they got for free off of Thingiverse. You know,
Mhm.
it's but that like the miniature one you were talking about, they were there last year too. I liked them a lot because
They had some cool miniatures
they
for cheap.
they had some cool ones, and then they had like little filler miniatures for like $3. So like if you were doing like your game, for example, and you're like, oh, I just need something to represent a few things. Let me go dig through the bowl, see what's there. For a couple bucks, you could have what you needed right there.
You could have a bar wench and a tavern keeper,
Right.
and a dude to take care of your muck the stalls for the horses.
The one thing I was a little sad about was
That's good.
unfortunately due to circumstances, Meeple-a-thon was not there. And
Meeple-a-thon,
I
which one's that?
remember the place that we took the painting classes at.
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
really liked them.
Yeah, unfortunately, apparently they right before they rolled out to come down. Apparently, I think it was said that they had a family emergency of some sort, and they were not able to come down, which is unfortunate. I mean, I hope the best for them, but it was unfortunate because they are really cool people, and just to have a place there that you can sit down, they hand you pick a miniature, all right, and then pick your paints, and we're going to teach you how to paint it. They are great for that, and I think they're cool people.
It was sad they weren't there. I was worried going into this convention. I mean, I know we talked about it beforehand and some of the problems that we're having with moving venue
Location?
space.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I got there Friday night, it was packed. Like for that con and the size it was that room was full of gamers, and we gamed till midnight before. I don't want to say we got booted out, but it was time to go.
Mm.
But yeah, we gamed late in the midnight, and then next night was pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
We gamed till the whole thing closed. I'd
You know
say
what
Sunday was probably the
you know what
slowest
I was
day.
happy about the participants of this con. For the most part, apparently they knew what soap was and had also become acquainted with deodorant. So it was not a freaky steaky fest. So that's pretty cool.
It was not bad, and I will say one thing I liked about the con this weekend was like you'd mentioned James, for example. They had a couple people like that out there that were helping. And even Friday, I watched James running 2 different tables of 2 different games at the same time, of teaching people how to play the games. Even on Sunday, I got there late, and you were playing your game, and James was playing with you, and he knew I wanted to play this game to check out. It was this Panda game, and
Mhm.
he stopped his game, ran over, got the game, gamed with me. Who was it? Was it me, or me, Kaylin, and then that guy, that Frankie guy or whatever, that gamed with us Friday night?
Yep.
And ran the whole game with us, got us going, did it, and then went right back to gaming with you.
And then, yeah, as soon as he gets back, he ends up doing this super critical backstab on the main baddie and got him down to about 3/4. Took out about 3/4 of his hit points as a little goblin. I was like, "You're a dick, man."
I remember in the early days of this con, they had a lot more of that, where there were people there teaching you games. And I'm a gamer. I can, but after a while, it's a lot easier to have somebody show it to you than it is for you to read the rules. Let's figure this out. And having people like that again there this year was really nice. And I just want to encourage, like, Kelly, if you come back next year or whoever does, you don't even have to have one of us. You can literally go up there, and there will be people there that just teach you the games.
Yeah,
let you
just
go with it.
go up to that table where all the pieces of paper were, and just go till you see a game that you want to play. Write your name down on one of the open slots and go play the damn game.
I
And
to play a game. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it's like because unfortunately, except for one time with Sean, I had not been able to play my game that I spent more money than I told the wife about on. This was my opportunity to actually, this is my opportunity to actually play the game and play test the game. And I learned more playing the game this weekend than I knew about my game to begin with, because you guys were thinking of stuff that I normally wouldn't think about, and were bringing up questions that had me, shuffling around trying to figure out what was going on and what the correct procedures were. I enjoyed the crap out of it. I learned more about my game than I knew before.
And your game, I liked your game. I think we need like that's an evening long game. Definitely playing it.
Well, keep in mind it was your first time playing, and so I spent like the first hour just describing movement and combat. I mean,
well, the thing that dumbfounded me about your game is somehow we won and we weren't even playing Federation at all in a Star Trek game.
well, what's even better is you were completely disabled and you won.
We got our ass kicked and we still won. Yeah.
Yeah, because this game it's all about who has the greatest number of victory points, and you won.
We had just taken out more little stations, and luckily the Federation ship couldn't take out their last station. So by the time we were ready to fight them, we were already fighting them, and we had more victory points. And we unloaded on them. We even had first attack, and we unloaded on them. We were like, yeah, we're kicking their ass. And then of course Federation unloads on us, and that's pretty much game over. So they did.
Yeah, because Federation, if it's dice, oh yeah, it works.
They literally did a Hail Mary, and they almost turned it around. Like they just did this like oh, there's only a 10% chance we're gonna make this work, and they did. To where oh shit, we can do nothing. The only option we have is if we like shoot a photon or we shoot our phasers past them and hit an object behind them to gain some more points before we blow up, and then we could win by victory points. And we did, and we just rolled right, and it's like, yeah, blow us up, we won, fuck it. Yeah, it worked really good. So win-win.
That's one of the way, because the Federation is overpowered, all right, but one of the ways that they try to weigh it back over is when it comes to those victory points, if there's a tie, the Federation loses. And so I mean that's where you won at, because you brought it to a tie, which meant you won. You did good.
Barely squeaked through that shit, but
you shouldn't have to make a rule like that on a game. Oh, well, that's right, it is Star Trek.
I'll also say the miniatures I liked. I think it would be fun because our miniatures were about an inch long each, to give you an example.
Oh, I saw those big ones.
And then you
those were sick.
You have like the Enterprise, which is like 8 inches long by size comparison,
and it's got the detachable saucer.
Yeah.
And
so I think once you started getting 4 or 5 people on that table, it would be it would be a epic battle
slaughter
kind of thing.
Yeah, and then one of the things they're forward planning on this, because I don't know if you noticed, but every one of the character cards on there had a point value in the bottom corner. So later on, when more people get the game and more people are starting to do actual fleet battles and stuff like that, you can set up your fleet by point value. And that way you can do something like where you could have one side only has one big capital ship and the other side has like 7 or 8 little small ships, and see if the swarm tactics work.
You know what I kind of saw, because I popped my head over there a couple of times, was if you had a target rich environment, the maneuvering was kind of a pain in the ass. But if you had a target rich environment to where you weren't having to maneuver while he's trying to outmaneuver you, and your guys are dancing around to get a shot, well, you fly by one dude, shoot, fly by another dude and shoot. Target rich environment would make that game a lot more exciting.
Well, there's that, but one of the things, because you just popped in and out, one of the things that is built into it to make it last longer, because keep in mind, every one of these missions in this is supposed to be like an episode of the show, all right? And the episode of the show, you don't have people get one-shotted and completely explode. There's got to be drama. It's got to be, brought out. So one of the things that it's built into this is that as you're going down the damage wheel, because you have so many points of damage, as you're going down that damage wheel, every time it changes from mild to medium to severe to extreme damage, every time you hit that level change, you stop accruing more damage. So you can't just like swing the wheel all the way down. You can only go down to a certain point, and then you don't accrue any more damage. That way, it lasts longer. So you could swing through, blasting stuff away, but you wouldn't be able to drop everybody down.
I think one of the problems, if I were to say I had a problem with that game, would be that everything was very technical speak. Like
Oh yeah,
like everything, and rightfully so, because that's the way Star Trek is.
yes,
But yeah,
technobabble.
Yeah, there was a lot of techno. It was like watching an episode where sometimes they go, if we took the dual point connectors and reversed the polarity and shot them in, and so everything was like take the photon array and up it by 2%, and I was like, well, shit, that's a lot. Like, but
that's I mean, is it truly a Star Trek episode if something is not reversed? No.
Yeah.
I mean. I mean, be it the polarity or the tachyon flow or whatever the hell, you got to reverse something.
Lithium crystals aren't about to blow.
So,
exactly.
So you played yours and you played Tim's game. Did you play anything else this weekend? Or
no, I was spending my time paint masking because that took a long time to mask that thing.
Yeah, because the Star Trek group had a setup there, so he had his own little area to go escape to. It wasn't us bitching about gaming.
Yeah. By the way, thank you, Kelly. That's a compliment, brother.
Let's see. Ash and Tim are great teachers. I came in with no knowledge whatsoever. Everyone was very kind, helping me learn. Hey,
Kristen.
Yes.
Hey, Kristen. She remembered that we had Comcast tonight.
we gamed with Kristen a lot this weekend too.
I got 3 games with her in one day.
I think if I were to narrow it down, and I loved both your guys' games.
Oh, the Tim's.
To 2 games that I liked the most, though.
Yeah.
One was a very simple game.
That card game?
Yeah, I think it was called Text Tight, and it's a card game, and you could play around in 5 minutes, or we did one that lasted about 25 minutes, also like a big game of it. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like dominoes on acid, where you, instead of laying the dominoes side by side, you're actually kind of laying them on top of each other in different ways, and you're screwing people with the points. James won that because it was one of the games where if you play it and check it out, then you get put into a drawing to win the game. Mm-hmm. We gave away, I think, we gave away 20 some games at the end of the con.
That's what Honks was really hoping for.
I should say Eric gave them away. I was just talking on the microphone.
Dude,
Eric, because Eric,
you are instrumental when it comes to just being able to go cold on a mic and patter and entertain people. Don't sell your skills short, my man.
Well, appreciate it, but I want to say Eric is. It's not like I paid for a fucking game. Matter of fact, I was kind of trying to pull a couple of them back and go, nobody's going to claim this one. I'll take it. But so they gave that one away, and I'm glad James bought it because that's one I will buy for the house. And then this game that Kalen brought called Nemesis.
That was fun, dude. Yeah.
It's if you've ever played Space Hulk from Warhammer, it's like that times 3. I don't know how to explain it, but
there's some things that are kind of lacking in, but there's so many things that it overcomes all that stuff, all the few little things it might be lacking. It way overcomes, tell you what, events happen, boy.
Kristen said she didn't do any of the pay-to-play games this weekend. I did them. I didn't sign up for any because it seems real odd if you're the guy up there with the mic and then you're like, oh, who won this? Oh, me. Wow. And so
you even shut down little Christine. You even shut down little Christina from winning something.
Game. I did, yeah.
Yeah.
But she apparently got plenty of dice. So
we
covered that. Yeah. But this Nemesis game, it's a tabletop board game. Just think movie Aliens, but you have a troop, and each person in the troop has different qualities. You go in to a base that's infested by aliens. You have a number of objectives to get through, and you have to try to sneak into an already infested base. So, like, as you're making noise and stuff, little noise tokens come up, or you just might make enough noise that aliens on the walls. It was a good, fun game.
It was.
I mean, Kristen even already got a room named after her. this weekend, I think.
Yeah, yeah. She killed absolutely hands down. More because me and Frankie, we're competing, we're keeping track, and then all of a sudden I just said, "Fuck it, I'm not counting no more. This bitch is beating us all."
Well, like the first night, you and I had the whole the Legolas and
Gimli
thing
going
going, where it's like I killed 6, I've killed 7.
Yeah,
and
she
then
do
when
that in 2 turns.
I came back to check the next time. They're like, she's killed so many, we stopped counting.
Yeah,
it's just she got in a room where she could kill some of them remotely in other rooms, and she just
really?
stayed in one area and covered everybody's ass. And they did. They ended up beating the whole game.
Yep.
It's
that room made the hell of a difference because, I mean, just as soon as they pop up, she says them down.
She says it was called the gunnery room.
It's now called Kristen's house.
Kristen's house of pain.
And Kaylin, that was a Kickstarter game, and Kira and James, they had copies of it as well. But from what I understand, it was a little costly to get into. But I'm very glad he's got it because we'll probably start playing that now.
Yeah, Kaylin was really nervous about Game Master and that too. Man, he pulled
great.
that off so slick.
Yeah,
he really did good.
His much like your table, his table, every time I went past was always packed with people having a good time.
Yep.
Yeah. It left enough room you can talk some shit and have fun with it.
Yeah.
If you wanted, because there's personality in the game, but it's not a total like role playing game where you're playing a role, but it's not like it's just enough to where you can fuck around and have some fun with it, and you don't have to take it too seriously.
Yeah.
So it's a tokenized RPG.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And Mitch played it. We had an extra seat on Saturday, and Mitch was coming by and was like, "Hey, dude, you want to play?" And he's like, "Yeah, let me see what's going on." And he came back and he sat down and he played. He came back the next day and played Kaylin's last game again. So he played it twice. And
I want to say that was about a 4-hour gaming session each time.
Yep.
So it's not a short game if you want to get all the way through it. Unless you're getting killed, I guess. But if you get all the way through the game, you're gonna be putting about 4 or 5 hours into it.
Yeah, that Cthulhu Wars, by the way, was pretty cool.
Kristen said that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I'm glad Kristen's like, "Hey, yeah, you got to come check this game out because I like Cthulhu." And I was like, "Yeah," and it was like almost exactly when my game got over. And then she was excited to play it, but she forgot she was signed up for something else. But that was a good enough game. She didn't give a shit. That was a game. Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if you guys, I know Cookie saw it, but over there at the Dungeon of Doom, which for those that I don't know if Kelly saw it or who, Dungeon of Doom is a long dungeon that they put together, and you can come in and just sign in. You can play you might get through one encounter and die, and then somebody else takes a turn and jumps in, and they just try to get through this whole dungeon. They had a Cthulhu for, I think it was about 35 millimeter minis.
That some bitch was this big.
Yeah, it was like this fucking big. It was huge, and it looked gorgeous. It had to be.
Well, which is so improper because we all know that Cthulhu lives in the madness of men. But anyway,
that's why I love Daryl.
No, what I loved about your game was, you telling me, "Look, we need to get them out of this inn as soon as possible."
I told John about that. I said, Daryl just fucking took to that just like Sergeant Stanko would. He'd come in and he'd stuff dropping shillings in everybody's cup. He says, "You're now pressed."
Yeah, y'all press game.
Yeah,
and then I started weaving crap because they were like, "Well, do we really have to?" Well, in this world, your word is your bond, and that is considered. Back me up on this one, Tim. This is your word. It's emblazoned on your soul now.
Yeah. That was a good time because I could have the same style of adventure with Wendigos, but have it totally different than what I had the morning before. So it was like a whole nother game. And you got us to the lumberjack camp like within 5 minutes of starting, where we didn't even get halfway there in 4 hours the day before.
It was so hard watching you guys play the first morning. And I had stepped out so your buddy could play.
Yeah.
And so everybody's like they're looking for a Wendigo in the middle of the night, and they're thinking it might be one of the people in the hotel they're in, but they're going to go outside and explore. And the whole time I'm like, just go knock on every door and see who's gone. That might answer your fucking question. But I can't say anything, you know.
Dude,
Oh.
remember that one guy that was playing Thomas Bedlam that, man, he made those flashbangs and all that shit. And he goes,
And then-
throws it in the window, and he's like, now I want to see what it does. And I was like, he says, what do I see? I said, a bright light. It's like, oh man, he gets the short bus award for that. But
Oh,
Kirk, I think his name was Kirk. He was fun to play with, though.
he's a good
He
guy.
played that-
He's a good guy.
He played that magician character well. Like one of his taglines the day before, he was doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger. He killed some dude, and he goes, "Now, how's that for a magic trick?"
I think we just need to remember the next time, because he was using his fast talk ability quite powerfully.
Babble
We need to
bullshit.
remember to put the willpower rolls in there.
Yep. Yeah. Because I was giving him percentiles on that, and I need to change
He
that
was
up a little
acing
bit.
it.
Yeah,
I
because he was-
could swear he had weighted dice. I swear.
He was smoking it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe I need to reconsider how I use that babble and blather and bullshit, because
Mhm.
it's a wide open skill. I mean, and that's the way I want the skills to be, where if you can argue how something would fall under
Yeah.
that category, I'm down
Mhm.
with it. That way we don't have to have 100 skills written down for your character, and but
To me, that's a bigger part of role playing than people fucking tweaking their stats and stuff.
right,
to be
right,
honest.
right.
Because as a GM, to me, if somebody is creative,
Right.
it's like I always said, my favorite thing to throw experience to is deductive reasoning or insight. Because if somebody is creative with the way they do shit, it's like, yeah, that impresses me more than you go, bought this powerful magical weapon, so I'm just down.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, not to toot my own horn, but I like to feel I'm a good GM about is with GURPS, because GURPS can be, if you want it to be, very, very number heavy. And I've run games before where, half the party, 3/4 of the party just wants to role play. And so for them, I'm just like, yeah, roll to see if you do it. Okay, you did it, great. But then there's always like one or two people that are always like, now who are just starting to get into the nitty gritty. So I'll dive into those numbers and get them the numbers if they want it. So I mean, and that's the thing is a lot of this all comes down to having a GM that is flexible about it, because that skill system that you have, one, it could be very easily abused, but a good
Right.
GM will
Should rein that
find
in.
ways to go ahead and hamstring it a little bit. Yeah, it works, but
Yep.
you're running at this disadvantage, or okay, you think it worked, but this is what actually happened. Yeah.
I agree.
I've
I
said
agree,
that
Kristen.
same
Yeah.
phrase before, but it looks better in text. So
Yeah.
And Kelly just reminded me too. I totally forgot. Kelly was standing in a doorway asking a Wendigo a question, and that's when with his axe, John.
I
You missed
no,
it.
I
Okay.
got the fun. I got
You
the
just
fun,
stared
yes.
at me like, "What the fuck?"
No, I was
And that dude
I-
threw that.
I was a
that
little startled.
flashbang
You
in.
thought it was that funny.
It
but
was
okay.
funny. And dude threw that flashbang in and blinded fucking Kelly too. Fuck.
See, the beauty of this con for me is that it is at the end of our run. So we have like 2 more shows. By the 15th of next month, we are done being on the road for the year. And this puts me very much in the mood now to game. Because
Yeah.
we don't really get a game
Yeah.
because everybody games on the weekends. Everybody works during the week, and we work on the weekends doing shows. So now it's like, oh, now we can play, like your campaign. We can play.
Yeah,
your
I need to get
campaign.
my stuff together. We need to see if Kristen wants to play. Hey, Kristen, want to play a game? Want to play a little game?
I kind of brought it up to her a little bit, because I know she plays a lot of games. So I don't know. If
Yeah, she is a gamer. She's hardcore. She's cool.
Yeah, but that means she's part of a lot of groups.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I also like playing with her because she's not stupid.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, we got a list of those.
Some short bus guys.
Speaking of not stupid, I will say if I were to throw another geekasm out, Mike and Steph, Honk on here that chimes in a lot and stuff, they came down, and I have not. He was part of my gaming group back in high school and just like during the first couple of years of college. So I don't think I played games with him for 30 years. I don't think.
I know I haven't for sure.
And I really enjoyed getting to play with him
Yep.
and stuff this weekend. That was really
I was
cool.
just happy to see the dude. I mean,
Yeah.
I miss the dude a lot.
Yeah, because that was
I miss his old international scout held together with baling wire and shit.
well, and something I didn't realize. I mean, listeners aren't going to give a shit of this, but you know, you do so much gaming with so many people. And back then we were gaming a lot, but I was talking to him. We talked about Palladium and things like that. He never once played D&D with us.
I could have swore he had.
I thought he had, but just never
I
once
thought
had.
he had at your house on 4th Street
And
with us.
Caitlin and I started talking about it, and we realized that at that point in our lives, we were only doing D&D for those new people that were like coming in and going, "Oh, I've never played D&D." We'd like, "Oh, we'll throw a campaign together." So it wasn't like the people we normally play with. It was like new people because that's the one they knew and they wanted to play, and nobody was interested in playing like a game about Ninja Turtles or some shit, you know,
Which was much better.
which was I think I'm at that point anymore. I would have to really be enticed to go back and play D&D.
Yep.
It's not that it's bad. It's just expanded so much. So many people
It's
have their
not the
own
game.
takes and their own house rules
It's
and
not
everything.
the game we started with.
Yeah. And Mike was playing some. And he played some Talisman and stuff this weekend too. But
He played some Pathfinder.
oh, Pathfinder. That's what
Yeah.
he played, not Talisman.
Well,
Sorry.
My problem with the new D&D is in order to make it accessible to more people, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. In order to make it accessible to more people, they really put it on rails. All right, they simplified it and put it on rails. And you know, that to me that kind of takes a little bit of the spontaneity out of it.
Well, it makes me feel pretty much everything after 3.5. I felt this way when I got to start making compromises on how I play or who I play with to play the game. And there are so many good games out there because, like at that point, we were playing the Warhammer RPG a lot.
Yeah.
Or we're playing Lord of
fantasy
the Rings
roleplay,
from ICE and
Mercs,
stuff.
Yeah.
So when you have MERPs, for example, Middle Earth Role Playing, such a good game, and we had no problems with that. And then D&D with what was it 4.0, where they come out and said, "We're just going to steal all of MERP's critical charts and shit," and everybody's like, "Oh, you got to play D&D now. They have all this cool shit." And it's like,
we've been doing that for 10 years.
Yeah,
You know,
there's cool shit exists over here too. It doesn't have to say D&D on it to make it cool.
Yeah. And
yeah.
now with everything that Wizards of the Coast did and how much they burned those bridges a couple of years ago, it's a whole, I mean, I'm kind of happy that they messed up that badly because that was the impetus that a lot of people used in order to get them to go, you know what, screw them. I'm making my own game with blackjack and hookers. All right. And then, yeah.
blackjack and hookers. I thought he was going to say Blackjack O'Hare.
No.
Come on.
No, it's a Bender from Futurama.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to a number of people this weekend too. Kristen being one of them. I used to do World of Darkness, a lot of Werewolf the Apocalypse. People know Vampire Masquerade, and I stopped playing when Wizards of the Coast bought them out. The same people that own TSR, D&D, and it just the games did not appeal to me anymore. And then they all informed me that now that's been sold like 3 times now. Other people are making it. It's worth playing again. Which I would say, yeah, but it's not worth buying all the books again. So,
well, it's like
if somebody else had it, I'd play it, you know.
It's like one of the news articles that I had, just a really quick one, was the fact that where is it at? Entertainment news. All right. Apparently, Warner Brothers Discovery is going to be up for sale, and Netflix, Amazon, Apple, Paramount, and Comcast are all looking at each other to see who's going to get it, or if it's going to be broken up into sections and it's all going to be farmed out. So that is something that's going to be coming up. I mean, that's going to be something that's going to fracture a lot of those IPs out there. So we might see some new things being done with some IPs.
I see that too with going on right now. Well, I mean, Marvel did all of it, but like even the Hasbro with the Ghostbuster stuff and a lot of different stuff's getting all sold out right now. Like everybody's jumping in, trying to find that next big IP to run off of. And I still think it's going to be a lot of anime. We're going to see a lot of anime movies, games, all
I
that shit.
seriously, for coming up here for Halloween, Jessica had me print off a whole bunch of little keychains for the male band and the female band of K-pop Demon Hunter.
Yep.
Yeah, because apparently that is just the thing that that kids are wearing as costumes this year. And I still say, we were all looking to see what is going to be the next big thing because they've squeezed all the blood out of the Marvel superheroes that they could. All right, and they've kind of they've really juiced a whole lot of stuff. What's the next IP coming? And I really think it's going to be stuff from Korea and from China and from Japan. That's going to be the next big thing that's going to be flooding our system for the next 15 years.
Well, the two biggest Halloween costumes this year are the K-pop Demon Hunter girls and God, I can't remember the other one. There's another anime one. Because trust me, every time we talk about Christy and I running anime festival, just us, she'll nod and she'll go, look right there, look at all that, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know how much more anime I can do. I love it, and even getting to talk with like some of our cosplay friends this weekend from anime, it gets you excited about things. But I just don't know if I can go through a whole nother trend like watching Marvel over the last 15 years, how much it changed. Like, I'm so happy when we got that Iron Man movie, and I loved the movies, and I loved what it done for conventions and shit. But on the other hand, it changed conventions forever. It changed comic books forever. And that, I don't know if I want to see that happen to a whole nother industry. It get real popular, and then all the conventions start changing. And
look how much Pirates of the Caribbean changed Renaissance festivals.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Roberto.
Hey, have you watched Chinese movies?
LMAO. I have tried watching some of them. The only problem is that sometimes in order to get some of their movies, some of the ones that I've seen, I'm sure there's other ones out there. I mean, hell, they have their own Hollywood. But it's ever since the Chinese Communist Party took over Hong Kong, they've pretty much put the kibosh of any movies that do not further the political agenda of the party or talk about Chinese history. And that's the reason Jackie Chan, once 2000 rolled around and he went and Hong Kong went back over to the Chinese. That's the reason all those movies that we remember seeing him in, all the really great Jackie Chan movies, he seemed to have completely pivoted over to doing mostly historical movies and stuff like that, or movies that furthered the ideal of the China Silk Road initiative and stuff like that. He did a whole lot of propaganda stuff because those were the movies that the Chinese government was allowing to be made. I mean, it's down to the point that this was an interesting thing that I found, that what's the Disney movie with the Latin American kid who goes down to the Day of the Dead world? I forget that movie.
Damn it, I know it. So it's so good, such a good movie. It's
a great movie. It's a great movie. And
right now, think of it now. It's a one-word movie. Damn it.
Yeah, it's not in Canto. Somebody tell me.
No.
But anyways, when they literally thought that they were not going to be able to show that in China. All right, they said, hey, look, it's because China, one of their mandates is no movies that show like ghosts and the supernatural. All right, none of that, dead people stuff. All right, and so they went ahead and submitted it to the review board for China, and just going, okay, yeah, we know you're going to reject it, but here's the movie, just go ahead. But they loved it so much because the whole message of it was, honoring your ancestors, and that resonated with them so much that they said, no changes, let it roll, bring it on. And
Was
Coco.
that called Coco? Coco.
Coco.
Oh, God dang it! I was just saying it before.
Kristen.
I
All right.
was waiting for a good break to
Yeah,
say it.
and but they have that much of a lockdown on that movie system there. So sometimes some of those Chinese movies are a little difficult to watch. I'm more of a fan of the Korean ones.
He says they are hilarious. Watch The Mermaid. OMG is insane and it's graphically violent and it's for children. Ditto for their remake of What Women Want. The Mel Gibson movie.
What women want. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me want to watch it now though.
Yeah,
and Kelly
that's definitely
said, Kelly had said Death Note.
Death Note,
and
cool.
see, that's what I'm talking about. Is Death Note's a good example because we did have a boom where anime movies were starting to. You could do them live action; they could make some money now because they were just like comic book movies back in the day. If you remember, before Marvel really took over, or even Blade came out, making a comic book movie was like throwing money away. So anime movies were the same. And Death Note's one, right when they were starting to make money, they did one. They even got William Dafoe in it, who was, I thought, great casting. And that's about as far as they gave a shit on the casting. And the rest just kind of went blah. So then when we could have had this epic, cool story done by Netflix, they were like, no, it's a money grab. And it's part of what ruins the industry for me anyway. But yeah, that was it. I had something else I was going to say on your Chinese thing. I can't remember now.
That's the same thing Netflix did with Witcher and Rings of Power too. That's
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Which we haven't even got to the freaking Lord of the Rings thing. But while Berto was on here too, I have not texted you, Berto, because my phone has been messed up. But I got a few things to talk to you about. One of which is I would love to have you on the 15th come and do the improv show with us if you're available at the Wave. I can get you, make sure to get a ride and stuff if you're interested in doing that. Because they were asking about somebody to do pictures, and I go, I know the guy that would be good. But yeah, if you're interested in coming watching that improv show and doing that with us, let me know, or I'll probably text you tomorrow once my phone is all finished because I got the parts here. So he says they made a World War II. Hang on a second. WWII D-Day movie where the Americans basically bombed Normandy with 1 million bombers. Then the infantry stormed the beaches with grappling hooks. Okay. Yeah, there is a live action Death Note, Kristen. Yeah, it was Japanese, not American. Well, I don't know. No, this one I'm talking about, Netflix made it. But I don't know. Yeah, I'll message you later. But yeah, Netflix had made this one, and it was right after the Japanese did the live action Full Metal Alchemist, which did real well. But so America thought they could do a similar version of it.
I thought it was around the time of Ghost in the Machine.
It was a while after Ghost in the Machine, and Ghost in the Machine was one of those why they think things bombed, which I got my whole. I got opinions on that. But I shouldn't say them online.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 2 videos going here. One is the one Tim sent, and one is another news article that I wanted to talk about.
Sure.
So let's go ahead and get the Tim one rolling first. And boom, don't, and don't.
Seen this yet.
All right. Well, let me turn off the closed caption. Ready?
Raise your hand if you're ready for another unexpected journey back to Middle Earth. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos, and it's been about a month and a half since we did an update video to the Hunt for Gollum, and today we've got some big news and fresh leaks on the upcoming Lord of the Rings movie, and this is a follow-up to our last video, and yes, I read every single comment on that video, and I know a lot of you had questions, so stick around because we're going to be talking confirmed returning characters, new production updates, some rumors that are flying around, and of course, fan theories toward the end of the video. And I'll tease this. One beloved hero from the original trilogy might actually be making a comeback in a way that could surprise everybody. We'll talk about that later. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Drop a like. And yes, I read every single comment on every single video. And yes, I am.
Okay, really quick. I did not realize this is a 12-minute long video.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know it was
I was
12
gonna say, man, I
Okay,
thought we were
so
watching a trailer.
Here, I'll sum it up for everybody. They're doing the quest for Gollum. Peter Jackson is involved in it. They're talking about having Gandalf come back. They're talking about having not Bilbo, but Frodo come back and make appearances in it. And of course, Strider come back. They may have to do some things for aging on these guys because they're supposed to be younger in Quest for Gollum than they were in Lord of the Rings.
I got a feeling they're just going to CGI over Andy Serkis, right?
Yeah. And Andy Serkis is
Why?
going to play Gollum, but guess who's going to direct it?
Why are they? This is my problem with this stuff. All right, once again, instead of exploring what happens after, all right, after the Return of the King,
I have an
instead
answer
they're
for that.
going back, and it's all prequel crap. I hate prequels.
I have an answer for that because they have a lot of Tolkien's notes and letters for ideas of what happened during the time of Strider's quest for Gollum, because Strider looked for Gollum for about 20 years. Okay, so
Never
they
heard
have,
that.
Yeah. That's before. That's when when Bilbo had come back and had the ring before Frodo left with it. It was in that time period. Gandalf had sent Strider looking for Gollum, but Strider had been Gollum had been captured by Mordor and tortured, and then that's how the Nazgul found out the name of Baggins and the Shire.
I knew that, but I didn't know that Strider had a 20-year quest to find Gollum.
Oh yeah, see, Strider is one of the Numenorians
Because he was like 35, so he started when he was 15.
No. Strider's over 100 years old, dude. Yeah, way over 100 years old. Yeah, because he's one of the first men. I think Numenorian is what they are. But yeah.
Then why was the big thing about him being short-lived and Liv Tyler being long-lived?
Because elves are eternal. Numenorians do die about 300.
Well, apparently from what I saw in the movie, one sharp knife, elves die too.
Oh yeah, that fucks them up. Yeah.
It tends to tickle,
Yeah.
even an elf.
Yeah.
But so you didn't answer my question. Guess who's directing it?
Who?
Andy Serkis.
See, and I'd be excited.
Andy Serkis has directed it. What other directing experience does he have?
He's got quite a lot actually.
He did the Jungle Book Part 2, was it? I think, or
I don't remember. I know he's done several movies.
I could be very wrong on this. I think he did one of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes, I do believe he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
These are not filling me with love.
Oh no, the Planet of the Apes movies. I'm sorry. I'm digging all the new Planet of the Apes movies, everything they put out. But that's just me. I'm a big fan of that. So
Roberto probably knows. He's probably correcting me
there
right now.
Let's see. Or they could talk about the war in the north between the dwarves and
Rohan?
Yeah, they could. Yep.
Or the Elvish War with
Dol-Guldur, which was
which both took place during the Lord of the Rings.
It was the Necromancer. The Necromancer, which was actually Sauron in disguise. When Sauron had first came back and was gathering power, there was an old fortress in Mirkwood that Gandalf and Radagast and what's her name? The tall, skinny elf that gave the rope and I can't remember her name right now. Gosh darn it, man. Diabetes sucks.
Well, see, I'm excited about it. Don't get me wrong, but I feel even with The Hobbit, I felt that was drug out a bit much.
Well,
I don't
when we were talking at lunch, The Hobbit, you couldn't fit it into 2 movies, but 3 movies was too much.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things. I wonder if it's too little, too late. Like we would have got this.
They really stretched out the Battle of 5 Armies, I think.
Yeah. That was. I'm with you on that one. The Hobbit should not have been 3 movies. It should have been 2 movies, and they should have separated it. Right. Let's see. Right when they went into the woods, that should have been the split right there.
It should have been 2 long movies, not 3 movies.
Right.
not 3 epically long movies. And they had to, make up, an entire movie's worth of crap.
And I think they could have focused more on Bjorn and focused more on a few other things there,
Well,
But,
and the fact is, and I understand that they were farming through the Silmarillion and all the notes and stuff like that in order to build up what they did into 3 movies. But that kind of stuff is only interested to people like Roberto or Stephen Colbert. It's not interesting to the rest of us.
It's interesting to me.
I was going to say, I would
okay,
absolutely
Steven.
love this back in high school when I had still freshly kind of read the movies or the books, but I threw my ass so much into comic books and stuff. I probably forgot so much about Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I wish
now here's because we're already
wizards, but
we're already starting to run long, so I wanted to throw this one up just so I could give you guys a little bit of existential terror.
Oh, great!
Because I like to share.
Right now, Kelly's going, yeah, watch Tim. He's going to check out on this one.
It's super funny. Right there. How's this? Perfect.
You can order now.
So for anyone listening to the audio version, we are watching a Tesla bot.
Nope.
No, it's not Tesla bot. What is this?
This is a X1 Technologies Neo. And basically what it is a new robot by a Norwegian company, Neo. It's their X1 Technologies, and it's the Neo Gamma. And basically it is a robot that you can pre-order. It's going to be delivered next year, and they are doing it either $20,000 to purchase it or $499 a month to rent one. And it will theoretically be able to do household chores and the whole thing. And that little robot there weighs 66 pounds. It's a little over 4 foot tall. It has a lift capacity of up to 150 pounds. And but that will start coming into people's homes next year.
I like the idea of renting one because by the time you pay off $20,000 robot, it's going to be, I can't buy a PlayStation without being obsolete by the time I fucking, and then as much as maintenance is like I have to do on 3D printers and shit, if I had to maintain my own robot, holy fuck.
Yeah, well, and one of the worst parts is, and they're upfront about this because they're still in that period where people, where the technology, the AI is learning how to do things. So a good portion of what the robot is able to do is being done teleoperated. So you have to, for the first, people who sign up and stuff like that, you have to sign off that you're okay when you approve it, that your robot, for certain tasks is going to be teleoperated by somebody else doing stuff. And, it's not going to be completely 100% independent AI. So that is
so you'll have a human in virtual reality washing your windows that the robot's going to actually be the avatar for to wash your windows at your house.
Until it gains enough knowledge. I mean, until it learns enough that it can do it on its own. Yes, it has to.
It would be a little weird having somebody have.
Oh yeah.
Have remote access to your house, know what everything looks like.
That's one of the things they say is it's a social. It's a social contract that you have to be okay with. And another one of the things they have is that you, as the person renting or owning it, you'll be able to, through the software, go ahead and delineate certain areas of your house as no-go zones, and the robot cannot go in there. And even when teleoperated, the person teleoperating cannot go into those no-go areas.
See, they're just saying that so that people aren't asking the robots for hand jobs and stuff because they know somebody's watching. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Well, maybe that's what makes it spicier. Are they watching this time?
Oh yeah.
So how hard would that be to hack? Where you could hack into somebody's robot, they could rob your house while you're
Dude,
at
you
work,
can't even
drop
hack
the
into your
stuff off
phone.
as I pull up in the driveway.
You can't even hack into your phone half the time. Don't worry about it.
That's what I got you, brother.
Hey, anything there is, as I've always say, we are monkeys that put men on the moon. We can do anything we put our minds to.
Yep.
Still believes in that moon landing.
You still believe in the moon?
Hey, I believe in both of them.
Yes, the one that's
our-
always on the other side of the planet that we can't see. You know it.
No, we got a legit second moon now. Did you see that?
Yeah, just for a little while. Although
Yeah,
that
it's like
being
a-
said, apparently, where was that news article? No, I'm talking about not China surpassing us in nuclear power by
I
2030.
figured you're gonna bring up Atlas because we're
Yeah. And one of the things is, let's see, where was it at? Emerging technologies, hardware, science. Apparently, there's this dude at NASA. This dude, this astrophysicist that believes. Avi Loeb, Harvard astrophysicist, claims that that Atlas evidence is being withheld by NASA. He accuses NASA of hiding an image of the comet captured near Mars that could support alien reconnaissance theories.
I don't know. I've been watching a lot on it. And like I said, it was a couple episodes ago when we were talking about this. I strongly believe that, like everybody goes, well, it's got all these abnormal readings and blah, blah, blah.
Nah.
And the thing is, with what it is, it would be abnormal if it didn't have abnormal readings. The second one
Yeah.
we had come in from out like that didn't have, and that was unusual. The unusual things they're talking about is like the trajectory of which it comes into our solar system is different than the only two examples that we have in all of history. So yeah, the odds are it could easily be different because it's coming in almost on
Yeah.
a level playing field with us, and it's coming so close to so many planets, which is scary. But like some of the things that were unusual originally was like the cone was out the front, even though this happens a lot.
It
that has
happens a
already
lot.
changed. Yeah, and that has already changed now that it's going past the sun because it's getting closer to the heat and the gravitational pull.
Mhm.
So all these unusual things are all very scientifically explainable. It's just people goes, oh, it's unusual. Well, yeah, it's unusual because we've never been able to see this kind of shit before. Like if you have a baby for the first time, you're going to go, I'm going through a lot of unusual shit. Yeah, because you've never had a baby. Same sort of thing.
And-
We've never had a comet
And
this size.
people want to be excited. They want it to be something. All right, more than just a rock from outside of our solar system. They want it to have significance. And
I tell you, it's a rock from outside of our solar system. It's scary enough to me. What if that thing shoots through the asteroid belt and hits a bunch of different asteroids? We could have
Okay,
all kinds.
first off,
First
the asteroid belt is not like you see in the movies. All right, it's not like a whole dense cloud that you can barely fit the Millennium Falcon through. These things are so far apart that if you were at one asteroid, you wouldn't be able to see another one. These things are not that close together.
Well, it
Um,
gets scary
But if
because
that thing flies through there, it could hit one that hits another, that hits another, that hits another, and then we could have a bunch of shit headed our way.
they measure everything in space in AUs, which is it's
astronomical
the
unit. It's the average distance of the sun, the Earth to the sun.
right. So when they put stuff on there all the time, like it's 0.3 of an AU getting close to us, it's like or getting close to hitting Jupiter or whatever. It's like that sounds incredibly close, and it is, but it's really still like fucking,
1/3 the distance between
hundreds
the
of
sun and us.
thousands of miles away.
Oh yeah.
Berto says every telescope on Earth is currently looking at what might be the first observed dark star. This I have not yet seen yet. So, not yet seen yet.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll have to look that one up. But I will say we're at 8:30, man. It is probably time to call this and get on with our regular stuff. I did not bring the calendar up for upcoming events. It is Halloween. We know that there's a ton of stuff going on. Halloween,
And also, the week after Halloween, not this weekend, but the next weekend isn't it ICT Comic Con?
Air Capital Comic Con.
Air Capital Comic Con. That's it.
Air Capital Comic Con
And-
will be happening here in Wichita, Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be in Oklahoma City at the Oklahoma City Renaissance Festival performing there.
But
So
pretty much that for cons in Wichita, that pretty much wraps it up for the year. Is the
for the yep.
for Air Capital. Yeah.
The next thing we'll have will be in January. I think it is February. BusterCon
Yeah.
in February in Garden City.
Which is
Now,
a distance.
yeah, it's a distance. There is also for us on the 15th, we're doing the improv show with Say What for their 25th anniversary at the Wave. So of course, talk about that a lot until it comes up, because we're going to come out. We're going to be doing one sketch show. So we'll do one of our sketch shows from Ren Fair, I'm sure. Then some of the other groups are going to come out and do a few things, and then they're throwing us all together to do improv. So 3 improv troops and 1 sketch comedy troupe all on stage together doing stuff. And Daryl's coming. Ash is coming to do this with us on stage. I'm saying it now, so it's fact, and he can't say no. So did that
Well,
work?
on the
Did that work?
15th?
Look at him. He's like,
He hasn't said
I'm
no
looking on the calendar, and I've got a bowel movement planned for them.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because you are going to shit how good you do on stage with us. That's what it is.
But anyways, yeah. So this is basically that's it for this evening, everybody.
Yep.
It was great having you here. Fun talking with you. And next weekend. Well, hold on. Are we gonna do the Burrow next weekend? Next week?
I think we are. I didn't double check that. Let me double check that.
Okay.
And make sure. But yeah, we were planning the first week, and I wanted to make sure they had it open, and I forgot to do that with all the stuff going on last week. So,
Oh yeah, they did show up though, and so it was nice seeing them.
Oh, I didn't see them.
yeah, they showed up
Yeah.
at
Burroughs did?
Tsunomicon.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Burrows
I
showed
didn't-
up. Yeah, they
Dang,
stopped by while I was masking my ship and applauded me with oh, it looks very nice. I felt like if it was a picture I'd drawn, they were going to put it on their fridge. I felt very very special
Aw.
there. Yeah.
Very nice. You give it to them to hang in the shop then. See?
Yeah.
All right.
But anyways, everybody, we'll see you next week. Love you. See you. Bye.
Night. Hugs and kisses.
All right, we're stopping.
Because as
and
every
we are
episode in with